Hey, have you ever taken a look at a model airplane and thought, some of these colors don't look exactly the same, like the colors on the main fuselage versus the colors for the title of the airline. Why is that? In today's video, I am going to give my personal theory for why this is and see what you guys think of it. Let's get started. So if you ever taken a look at some of your model aircraft, you might notice that some of the colors aren't exactly the same. For example, if you take a look at the title of the airline versus maybe the main fuselage, the engine color, or the tail section, you might notice that they are different paint colors, even though it's supposed to be the same paint color. So why is that? I do not know the exact answer for this, however I have my theory on it, and that is what today's video is, and I really like to know what you guys think of this theory. Definitely comment down below, because this is one that I'm really interested to see what you guys think about, but I definitely have my theory and my reasons to support it. So one of the airlines where this issue is most noticeable is for Delta Airlines aircraft, which is one of the main airlines that I collect. And so I have several examples here that I'm going to show you guys. Here we have an NG model Delta 737-800. We have an NG model Delta Airbus A350-900. And a Gemini Jet Delta 737-900. So these are the four models we're mainly going to use today to solve this issue. As you can see very clearly, the Delta titles are a lighter shade of purple than the main fuselage is. Now this is actually supposed to be the exact same color, but you notice that it's not. And so why is that? Another thing you might notice is if you take a close look at the underbelly that's painted purple, there's a little section near the edge where it's not actually the same color. It actually gets to be a lighter shade of purple. So this is kind of an interesting piece to the puzzle, because I think this actually gives the answer for why these colors are not the same. And that is, when a model is painted, they use different layers of paint. So for example, when they paint the underbelly of the aircraft, it's a fairly large surface. So it looks like they actually use two layers of paint for it. And that second layer kind of darkens the paint, and so that's why it's a darker shade of purple on the tail section and on the fuselage and on the engine, versus it looks like they just use one coat of paint for the titles. You can also see the Sky Team logo there is that lighter shade as well. You see this issue show up on not just the Gemini Jets models, but the NG ones as well, and I've seen this show up with other manufacturers as well. And this certainly looks like this is being caused by having multiple paint layers. So the first layer often comes out a little bit lighter than that second layer, and you can also see it on the edge of the blue painted area on the bottom of the aircraft, that it's a little bit lighter. So I think this is that first layer that you're seeing, and the second layer isn't painted all the way to the edge, and therefore it's a little bit more noticeable. As a result, this definitely makes this color kind of look a little different. Now you usually won't notice this color difference unless you are in a brightly lit room, which is what this footage is taken from. If you're in a darker lit room, you won't really notice it at all, but it's something that should be noted, because this is really something interesting that I hadn't noticed till more recently, and I've often seen actually some people complain, why are the titles different colored to the main fuselage? And so I think I found the answer. I think it has to do with multiple layers of paint being used. I can also show you another example of not a Delta Airlines model. Here's an Icelandair 757-200. You can notice that the Icelandair titles and the name of the aircraft just below the cockpit windows are a lighter shade of blue than the main thick line on the bottom portion of the aircraft. You can also see a little bit of paint smearing there near the nose section. That's pretty normal. This usually teeny bits of paint smear. Keep in mind I am zoomed in quite a bit, so you won't notice imperfections. It doesn't matter how good manufacturing the model company does, you will notice just teeny bits of imperfections. That's just the way it is. However, it is interesting to note that the titles are lighter. And so I do think this has to do with that paint layering. Also, another thing here on this Southwest 737-800 by NG, you can tell there's what looks like another layer on the upper portion of the red underbelly of the aircraft, just below the like orange swoop there, you can see what looks like almost like an extra layer was applied. You can kind of see the edge of it there. And so it definitely appears this has to do with the method of painting. Now, I am not super familiar with aircraft painting, how they paint the model aircraft anyway, and so I'm sure someone in the comments or maybe in my DMs could explain it to me, but I definitely think that it's most likely because of the 2 layers of paint being used. Have you noticed this on your models? And what are your thoughts on my theory? I'd love to know them. Put them down in the comments below. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.